Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Salsabila Larasita, and today I will present a presentation about collecting, analyzing, and feeding back diagnostic information. And this is our points of discussion. There are introduction, diagnostic relationship, collecting data, analyzing data, feeding back data, and survey feedback. This is the cycle of data collection and feedback. The first step is establish diagnosis relationship and plan data collection. After that, we collect the data and then analyze the data and then feedback. And after that, the last is the follow-up. Introduction. Organization development is vitally dependent on collecting diagnostic information that will be shared with the client in jointly assessing how the organization is functioning and determining the best change intervention. Jadi pengembangan organisasi itu sangat bergantung terhadap pengumpulan informasi diagnostiknya dan sangat berfungsi dalam menentukan intervensi untuk perubahan yang terbaik. Dan oleh karena itu, kualitas informasi yang dikumpulkan dan efektivitas proses feedback atau umpan balik itu merupakan bagian penting dari proses OD. And there is also methods that use to collect data. There are four. The first is questionnaires, second is interviews, third observations, and the last is unobtrusive measure. Diagnostic relationship. Before collecting diagnostic information, practitioners need to establish a relationship with those who will provide a subsequently use it. And diagnostic relationship will greatly affect the quality of information obtained by OD practitioners. If the quality of the information is poor, it can be said that the information is less valuable. And conversely, if the quality of the information obtained is good, the information is suitable for use as a basis for analysis and decision making. And the following are questions that provide the substance of relationship diagnostic. Collecting data. The first method is questionnaires. One of the most efficient ways to collect data is through questionnaires, and they can be analyzed quickly, especially with the use of computers, thus permitting quantitative comparison and evaluation. As a result, data can easily be fed back to the employee. This is the strength of questionnaires. The first is responses can be quantified and easily inferred. Jadi tanggapannya itu dapat diukur dan disimpulkan dengan mudah. And the second is can gather large amount of data from many people. Dapat mengumpulkan data dalam jumlah besar dan dari banyak orang. And the last is inexpensive on a per person basis. Jadi murah untuk harga per orangnya. And the weakness of questionnaire is relatively impersonal, mechanistic, and rigid, assumes all the right questions are asked, and response bias. Jadi kelemahannya itu relatif impersonal, mekanis dan kaku, mengasumsikan semua pertanyaan itu benar yang telah diajukan, dan bias response. And the second method to collecting data is interview. Interview is the most widely used technique for collecting data in OD. Dan ada dua cara untuk melakukan interview. Yang pertama itu ada structured interview, and the second is unstructured interview. And techniques for interview, there are two techniques. The first is individually, and the second is groups. This is the strength of interview. Interview is very flexible, and the data is rich, and the interview process builds rapport and empathy. Jadi kekuatan itu sangat fleksibel, dan proses wawancara juga membangun hubungan yang baik dengan respondennya dan juga empati. And the weakness is relatively expensive, and the interviewer responses can be biased and difficult to quote and interpret, and self-report bias. And the third method of collecting data is observation. One of the more direct ways of collecting data is simply to observe organizational behaviors in their functional settings. Jadi, observasi ini salah satu kumpulan data yang secara langsung dan kita mengamati perilaku organisasinya langsung. And the OD practitioner may do this by walking casually through a work area and looking around, or by simply counting the occurrences of specific kinds of behaviors. Example given, the number of times a phone call is answered after 3 rings in a service department. There is also observation instruments. The first is checklist, rating scale, anecdotal record, and mechanical device. Observation is also have strength and weakness. Jadi kekuatannya itu collects data on actual behavior rather than report of behavior, and real time, not retrospective, and adaptive and objective. And the weakness atau kelemahannya itu sulit untuk dikodekan dan ditafsirkan, pengambilan sampelnya mungkin tidak konsisten, dan bias dan keandalan pengamatan itu bisa jadi dipertanyakan, dan bisa jadi observasi itu juga lebih mahal. And the fourth method of collecting data is unobtrusive measure. Jadi data ini data yang tidak mencolok, jadi tidak dikumpulkan langsung dari responden, namun dari sumber sekunder, from the secondary sources, for example, such as company records and archives. Jadi data ini umumnya tersedia di organisasi dan mencakup catatan ketidakhadiran atau keterlambatan, dan kuantitas dan kualitas produksi atau layanan, notulen rapat dan korespondensi dengan pelanggan, dan sebagainya. This method also have a strength and weakness. The strength is no response bias, high face validity, and easily quantified. Jadi kekuatan yang dimiliki oleh metode ini tidak ada bias respons, validitas wajah tinggi dan mudah diukur. And the weakness is privacy, access and retrieval difficulties, validity concern, and the last is difficult to code and interpret. Sampling. Before implementing the method of diagnosis gathering in the organization, a practitioner must be able to plan carefully about the 5W plus 1H of the sampling target. Jadi sebelum menerapkan metode pengumpulan diagnosis ini, jadi seorang praktisi itu harus mampu merencanakan dengan hati-hati tentang target pengambilan sampelnya 5W plus 1H-nya. And these are the examples of important points of sampling. And after we collect the data, we analyze the data. And the data analysis techniques fall into two broad classes. The first is qualitative and the second is quantitative. Qualitative generally are easier to use because they do not really rely on numerical data, and they have tools. The first is content analysis and the second is force field analysis. And quantitative is generally used as SPSS software, so that the analysis will be easier. And the tools for quantitative is means, standard deviation, frequency distributions, scattergrams and correlation coefficients, and difference tests. After we analyze the data, we feedback the data. So the characteristic of effective feedback, they include 9 properties, and there are relevant, understandable, descriptive, verifiable, timely, limited, significant, comparative, and unfinalized. Process of feedback. The most important objective of the feedback process is to ensure that organization members own the data. Jadi tujuan terpenting dari proses umpan balik adalah untuk memastikan bahwa anggota organisasi memiliki data. Kepemilikan itu atau ownership ini adalah kebalikan dari penolakan terhadap perubahan dan mengacu pada kesediaan orang untuk bertanggung jawab atas data, maknanya, dan konsekuensinya penggunaannya untuk menyusun strategi perubahan. So, ownership of the feedback data is facilitated by the following 5 features. The first is motivation to work with the data. Second is structure for the meeting. The third, appropriate attendance. The fourth is appropriate power. The last is process help. And the last is survey feedback. Survey feedback generally involves the following 5 steps. The first is members of the organization, including those at the top, are involved in preliminary planning of the survey. Second is the survey instrument is administered to all members of the organization or work group. The third is the OD practitioner usually analyzes the survey data, tabulates the results, suggests approaches to diagnosis, and trains client members to lead the feedback process. And the fourth is data feedback usually begins at the top of the organization and cascades downward to groups reporting to managers at successfully lower levels. And the last is feedback meetings provide an opportunity to work with the data. And there is also limitation of survey feedback. The first is ambiguitas tujuan, ketidakpercayaan, topik yang tidak bisa diterima, dan gangguan organisasi. And the result of survey feedback has been used widely in business organizations like schools, hospitals, federal and state governments, and the military. And a long-term study of survey feedback in an underground mining operation suggested that continued periodic use of survey feedback and can produce significant changes in organization. Jadi sebuah studi jangka panjang tentang feedback survei dalam operasi penambangan bawah tanah menunjukkan bahwa penggunaan umpan balik survei secara terus-menerus dapat menghasilkan perubahan yang signifikan dalam organisasi. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.